We're leaving Asheville, headed to Woodbridge, Virginia, just outside of DC, where we will spend the next month. But we've really enjoyed being here in Asheville for the last 30 days at this Airbnb. The surroundings here were beautiful. Everywhere we went was beautiful. We made a lot of good memories here. And on our way out of town, we're going to take the Blue Ridge Parkway all the way into Virginia. And we're going to stop at one of the most iconic places in Western North Carolina, Grandfather Mountain. We're going to hike to the summit, and we're going to go across, hopefully, a little thing called the Mile High Swinging Bridge. Today we're headed out to Grandfather Mountain, the highest peak in the Blue Ridge and the second highest peak east of the Mississippi. Standing at 5,946 feet, it's one of the most well-known mountains in North Carolina, and it's home to one of its most famous attractions, the Mile High Swinging Bridge. We're about halfway up the mountain and we stopped at these two rock formations. One is called Split Rock and the other is called Sphinx Rock. And Split Rock is called that because over the hundreds or thousands of years it sat here, as water forms inside of it, it swells and it's split it apart. Sphinx Rock is called that because erosion from wind and rain has carved a face into it that is supposed to resemble the Egyptian Sphinx. I didn't see it myself, but that's why they call it Sphinx Rock. Okay, we saw elk. We didn't get to see a cougar. They're hiding somewhere, typical cat, but what I'm really excited about are the eagles and the bears. One of the cool things we learned in the museum up there is that prior to the California gold rush, North Carolina led the nation in gold production, and a lot of gold was mined right here out of the slopes of Grandfather Mountain. Up to the Mile High Swinging Bridge, which isn't the top of the mountain, but it's close, and you can take a switchback road up there, and we probably do that after we hike. But first we're going to hike up to the Mile High Swinging Bridge. It's about a 20-minute walk, allegedly switchback, so it's not too difficult. We'll see about that. It probably won't be, but when we get up there is when we hopefully will get the views. It's a little cloudy right now, but we'll see what happens when we get up top. Just got a glimpse of the bridge through the treetops, so we're almost there, and I cannot wait to walk out on this thing. Mile High Bridge was built in the 50s, and before they built it, the only way up to this point, which was then the highest point, was on horseback.
So we just finished the Mile High Bridge, but honestly, to me, it was not a mile high. I don't know what they're measuring the mile high from, but it wasn't mile high. But it was still very cool.
We stopped for lunch at the Cliffside Overview, and you can see Kim right up there, and that's where we're going to have our lunch. The view is spectacular. We just finished lunch, and as you saw, the views were spectacular. I just want to give you a fun fact here. Back in the day, this road was used for a sports car race, and this curve right behind me was used in the movie Forrest Gump. We just finished lunch, and the views, as you saw, were spectacular. Oops, okay. Eric Connell, eat your heart out. Well, now I'm stuck.
Well, that didn't do.